Hello, welcome back to Yoga with Paige. Today I was going to share with you the warm-up that I did for my legs today at the gym before my cardio session. I really enjoyed it, and it's kind of a quick little overall leg stretch. Got the calves, the quads, the hips, everything, giving everything a little love. So whenever you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. Today we actually begin on our backs, taking both legs into the air, opening up the hips. If your feet can touch together, if this is okay for your hips, that was what I was doing this morning. Using my elbows to gently open my knees. If they don't touch, that's okay. We can do kind of like a little happy baby here. Just opening up the hips. Finding a little movement. And then straightening the legs. Having a yoga strap. Using that if we would like. We can always keep a little bend in the knees. Just warming up the ankles, flexing and pointing the feet. Maybe doing a few little ankle rolls. You can hear myself cracking over here. And then gently releasing the legs down to the mat. We'll be taking the right knee into the chest, keeping the left leg firm to the mat. And moving the hip around, opening up the hip. And straightening the leg, again using a strap if we would like, flexing that foot, keeping both legs firm, the hips on the mat. Don't force yourself here, this is just a stretch. So we can be here, we can be here, wherever feels comfortable to you. Just finding a nice deep hamstring stretch, keeping the foot flexed. Firming through the quadricep to get a better stretch in the back of the leg. And taking it over, keeping it straight, crossing it over the body. Coming onto the left hip, gazing over the right side of the body, just opening up the outer edge of the hip a little. And taking it back, rolling back onto our back, bending that knee, bringing it into the chest, ooh, cracking, popping over here, and then bending the left knee, placing the ankle on top, interlacing the fingers behind the thigh, coming into a little reclined pigeon, flexing both of the feet. Feeling some nice opening happening over here. And gently release on your next exhale. Release both legs to the mat. Give them a little wiggle, little shake. And then take the right knee into the chest. Doing the same on this side. This isn't as much of a flow as much as just a nice little stretch in all of the good places. And straightening the leg. Flexing the foot, saying hi to your toes. Keeping both legs firm. Grabbing onto wherever we would like. Two more deep breaths here, rounds of breath, excuse me. And on the next exhale, gently taking that leg, crossing it over the body, getting a nice little spinal wake up here. And back up. coming into reclined pigeon. Pulling the knee into the chest, waking up that outer hip. Remembering to breathe. And gently uncrossing the legs, straightening both legs up to the ceiling. Finding a little momentum here, taking them up over the head a few times, using the core. We're going to be rocking ourselves onto the mat into staff pose. So adjusting here if we need to. Sitting up nice and tall, pointing the toes at the ceiling, and exhaling to fold over the legs. Inhaling to find length and exhaling to fold over. And coming back up to center, crossing the ankles. Let me turn so you can see. We're just going to inhale the arms up above the head and release the right to the mat, reaching over with the left. Can't be all about the legs here. We have to do a little full body stretch. And over to the other side. I love these lateral side bends. These just always feel so juicy to me. Coming back through center, twisting to the right side. Moving that fluid around the spine. Keeping ourselves nice and balanced everywhere. And coming back through center, crossing the ankles behind us, coming onto all fours. A little bit in front of the middle of the mat. Spreading through the fingers, reaching the left leg out and behind, coming onto the ball of the foot. Keeping the right hip over the knee. And just rocking on that left foot, on the ball of the foot and the toes. Getting a nice stretch through the calf and the foot at the same time. 2 birds, 1 stone. This feels great for runners, dancers, anyone with tight calves, everyone. And gently switching sides, extending the right leg. Really pressing into that leg, into the foot. Trying to reach the heel to the mat. And picking up that left leg, bringing it back to meet the right, taking a little vinyasa here, tucking the elbows in, slowly lowering down, inhaling to upward facing dog, opening up through the throat. And exhaling, coming over the toes, walking out the fingers for downward facing dog. Pedaling out through the feet, moving the hips around. And we're gonna take the right ankle, cross it over the left, and really melt the heart down into the mat. Ears in between the biceps. Clawing through the fingers, trying to reach the heels to the back of the mat. Really feeling a nice long stretch in the entire leg. Breathing deeply here, in through the nose and out through the nose. And inhale, shift the weight forward a little bit. Uncross and cross the left leg over the right. And exhale to sink back down a little. Making any adjustments that feel good here. Clawing through the fingertips. One more round of breath. And then uncrossing the right leg behind, stepping that foot right over the left. So we'll be doing this the whole way up the mat. So just taking the foot, crossing it slightly over the other. Just finding nice little fluid movements, maybe adding in the hips. You can get like a whole body stretch this way. Trailing ourselves up the mat. This is a new one. The next time you're in yoga class, your teacher tells you to find your way to the top of the mat. You can pull out this guy. You can bend the knees as much as we want, straighten them, whatever your body is calling for. Whoop, and a hoop. This felt lovely to me this morning. Clawing through the fingertips, spreading through the shoulders, finding space in the shoulders, not hunching down the neck, and stopping when you have a few inches in front of your hands, and forward folding. Placing the feet hip width apart, a little more, about hip width apart, and forward folding over the legs. Keeping the knees bent, grasping onto opposite elbows, letting the head hang here for a second. Inhaling to reverse swan dive, moving slowly. And exhale, hands to heart center. Feeling the feet here, maybe lifting up the toes, lifting up the heels. Really focusing on feeling all of these little muscles in the legs and the feet. And inhale, hands above the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to step that left foot back into lunge. Lowering the knee, untucking the toes. Inhaling, shining the heart forward, lifting the fingertips from the mat if that feels good. If we need them on the mat for stability, totally fine. Otherwise, palms forward, shining the heart forward, rolling the shoulders back, sinking into that hip, making sure the knee is not over the toes, or the ankle, excuse me, my body parts. Inhale nice and deep, and exhale, sinking a little bit deeper, maybe placing the hands on the tops of the juicy part of your buttocks. Giving that guy a little massage, feels nice. One more time, inhale and exhale, placing the hands back, fingertips back on the mat, taking the right hand on the inside of the foot and taking the left to grab the ankle if we can for a nice little quadricep stretch. Woo, haha. Maybe the elbow comes to the knee, maybe we use a block. Whoa, my goodness, my balance. Maybe we have a strap for the ankle. Let's adjust that. And we breathe here. One more inhale and exhale to gently release. Tucking the toes, coming into runner's lunge here. Lifting the knee. Maybe finding a nice little rock here again. Inhale and exhale, sinking into the hip, feeling a nice stretch through the front leg. Jesus. Feeling a nice stretch through the front leg here. Inhale and exhale, planting that left knee, shifting the weight back, flexing the right foot, coming into half splits. Taking deep breaths, inhale to find length, exhale to fold over. One more inhale and exhale. And gently lifting up, taking that right knee back to meet the left. Sending the hips back, reaching the fingertips out, child's pose. Taking a round of breath or two here to check in with ourselves. One more inhale, and on the exhale, pressing through the hands, rolling through the back, shifting the weight forward, coming into cobra. And exhale to tuck the toes, sending the hips up for downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the head, and exhale to take the left knee, planting it in between the hands and lowering the right leg for low lunge, Inhale, lifting the chest, shining the heart forward, rolling the shoulders back, sinking into the hip on the exhale. Double checking our alignment, making sure we're being safe. Taking a few deep breaths here and noticing where your attention goes, where your energy is flowing today. Mine's a little chaotic, it's a little all over the place. One more deep inhale, maybe using the hands to sink a little bit deeper on this exhale. And planting the left hand on the inside of the foot, taking the right to grab the ankle. Gazing behind us, feeling that nice quadricep stretch. And gently release, coming back to frame the foot, tucking the toes and lifting up for runner's lunge. Maybe finding a gentle rock. Inhale and exhale, sinking a little bit deeper. The hip flexors are going to love you later. Inhale and exhale to lower the knee, shifting the weight back for half split. Keeping the hips square, flexing that left foot. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And inhale. Inhaling to lift up the head, bringing that left foot back to meet the right. Sitting back on the heels. If hero pose is in your practice, if that feels okay for your knees, we're going to take that now. So gently taking the ankles out a little bit, sitting down in between the feet. If this does not feel good, don't do it. We can do this sitting on our heels as well. Just finding a little bit more hip movement. And gently, gently releasing back. We can stay here if this feels good. Or we can lower back. We can always place something underneath the back if we would like support, or the hips. Your back should not be on the mat. It should have this little arc to protect itself, the spine. Inhale, love in for yourself, and exhale anything that you don't need to be carrying with you anymore. One more round of breath. and gently tucking the shoulder blades, coming onto the elbows, lifting onto the elbows, and lifting back onto the hands. Coming up, taking the feet out from underneath you. And I'm going to do fire log pose just to get an extra little stretch in my outer hip. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was, like I said, just a little warm up that I did before I did some cardio, just trying to stretch out my legs a little bit. So not really a warm up or a cool down in this video, but I would love to know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe for more videos like these. Let me know what you're looking for. If you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. And as always, thank you for sharing your time and energy with me. And I'll see you next time. Namaste.